Okay, we are rolling. Hi everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Life of Aryan. So, thank you for your patience, right? Episode 0, I believe if you have not seen, please watch it. Uh, it is more or less what I have planned to sort of keep in form of a journal, right? I have had a lot of lessons, a lot of learning that I'm starting to apply, especially starting this year, this channel being one of them. So it's more like a daily monitoring aspect for me, right? The progress, the tangible progress that what we can talk about, and also the non-tangible ones. So today, without any further ado, as you already know the context, we are going to talk about different varieties of stuff. This channel will cover almost each and every aspect as it keeps on progressing within my life, so that I can share with you guys, which ideally would benefit any individual, is the main goal, just to make you better. It's not about if there are two guys who are playing two different games and getting into that situation where you're comparing your game with someone else who's playing a different game altogether, if that made sense, right? So the idea is the content should help you completely in your own life across all walks of your life. Can be from your personal, professional, can be your interpersonal relationship with yourself, and so on, right? So today what we're going to talk about is something really a pivotal focus for me as of now, uh, which is consistency. How to stay consistent in something that you desire, not desire. It can be from discipline to any part of your life. So, personally, for me, consistency has always been something that I've not really consciously paid attention to, right? So, in the recent months, I've read couple of books, tried to really understand the psychic behind this phenomenon, what are the factors affecting your sustainability, and I have come with few of my conclusions, which will also I'll share, for example, what I've how I've established those examples. So first and the very foremost would be the inner determination. I mean, this is very pivotal what I feel. So there is one which is motivation, which typically it is external. You see a couple of reels, you see a car someone is driving, so that's external what you are receiving, and that's how you feel motivated. So that's motivation. But what I'm talking about is a inner determination. So that is purely that comes internal. Something slightly shifts within you, right? And that typically it is caused by something, by a event, a family event, right, where you get embarrassed or something, a family financial situation which is very common for anyone. You can talk about different situations where it just doesn't sit right with you, and you have a thought ki nahi, let's change this up, right? So the first and the foremost important thing which will get you started would be your inner determination. Inner, why I'm stressing on that point, because that is like a moral compass that you would have. External, that would fade away very quickly before you realize it. So first would be your inner determination. Second would be understanding the process of habit formation. Yes, there is a saying, you do a certain thing for 21 days, that would make a habit. Yes and no, because just repeating it without understanding the process and why you're choosing to do it in the first place would feel like you're forcing it. So if there is a break or a pause in between, it would be very difficult to reclaim it back, right? So there should be some factors attached uh, around it so that it is very sustainable. For example, so habit formation, what I would tell you guys would be more on the path of the factors. First thing is, within that, it has to be of least resistant. You want to build a physique, for that you have to exercise, you have to go to gym. as frequent as possible, and you have to train as smart as possible, right? So choosing to go a gym which is 5 kilometers opposite direction of your house or your office, right, for aesthetics would be a choice where habit formation is the biggest challenge in that, as compared to a gym which is very close by to your house or your office, and that is more likable for you to go daily or to repeat that action on a daily basis. Because the difference of between these two examples is that how your brain receives it. If you teach your brain to be going through exercise to be very very tough, chances of it repeating is very less, right? So if my brain feels कि यार I have to go to a certain place which is like 5 kilometers from here, I have to take my bike also on top of it and get ready additionally and do everything, that will become a big of a challenge, right? So that maybe I'll do it maybe couple of first times, but I won't be repeating it again. So how I've inculcated this for me and myself, so that it also sets you a sort of an example and a perspective. So I wake up in the morning, right? I go to yoga. That's my own personal reason for the mental clarity. Then I do my all other stuff that I have to do before getting ready for office. I go to office. I take my duffel bag with me, right? And while coming back from office, on the way, I stop at a gym, change, change, do exercise, and get back home and cook my meal and take a good nap, right? So this is what my current regime is, which is of less to least, almost zero resistance for me. The only challenge for me in this process, what I mentioned about going to gym, is carrying a duffel bag. That's the entire uh, challenge for me, which is not a challenge in the first place, right? Because initially what I used to do was everything is same, but I won't carry a duffel bag. I'll go to the gym or I'll go to the office, then I'll come back home, then I'll go to gym. Now, this sounds very non-challenging, right? You don't have to, even have to carry a duffel bag on top of it. No. Why this is a issue? Because I have to come back home, and home, if you are really conscious about it, your body, your nervous system, your mind relaxes when you come back home, right? Automatically you feel sleepy, you feel like just lying on the bed, that feeling, right? Not doing anything, just scrolling, wanting to be comfortable. This is not like by mechanism, this is by default, because your home is designed, structured in your head, and it is practiced over the years and in a lot of years in such a way that it is, this place, this environment, it is meant for you to relax, right? So when I come back home and then I choose to go to a gym, why it is a biggest challenge? Because it's a mental battle that I'm fighting with myself, because I'm in this eco space, in this home where it is asking me to relax, and I'm fighting my nervous system, my mental battles, and all of those things. So that is always a challenge, right? So that is the science sort of behind it. So keep the process of habit formation with least to less resistance as possible. This I read in Atomic Habits as well, uh, where, you know, just going to a gym which is very close by to you or to your home increases your chances of repeating that action or that activity, right? So that would be the second point. First is your determination, that should come from within. Second would be your path of least resistant. Third would be sort of uh, the reward system. Reward system can work in different ways. There are a lot of ways where you can convince your mind in such way, which is also what I try. For example, so one thing that I look forward to daily is not going to gym, not getting that pump, not working my ass off. It is more or less the time that I have after I'm done with everything and the bowl of meal that I've cooked for myself, which is handmade, right? So that feeling, I'm always excited, or let's say I'm almost excited almost every almost every day, almost every day, right? So after I'm done with my gym, which becomes around 9, then I start cooking. Then it takes more or less 1 hour till I'm done. Then I take a bath, and after I take a bath, right, there is like a change. I feel excited कि ठीक है, now I'll be having a meal which is cooked by me and I did it by myself. I know that sounds like very cheesy or at a surface level, but that's the feeling that I get registered in my head, right? And that's the moment I'm anticipating typically most of the days. So that is very critical, I would say. Reward system, like that is my sort of a reward. And Monday to Friday I grind, and Saturday, Sundays I play sports, right? So I look forward to the weekends also because of the grind that I did for this 5 days in a way. So for you, it can be anything. For you, it can be having an ice cream at the to end the night. Entire day, you are disciplined, you are conscious, you are self-aware, you are very aware where your time is getting utilized, and at the end, you are rewarding yourself. It can be Monday to Friday, you're grinding, and Saturday, Sundays, you're having a cheat meal, right? What the gym buddies do. So whatever works for you works. But yes, you have to be consistent on top of it, which is what we're talking about. That was the third point, a reward system which rewards you, which you feel it is rewarding for you. Fourth would be any sort of accountability or a track or sort of which helps you to reflect. So you see, if it's not visible, this is a physical calendar that I bought, right? From Blinkit. So the reason why I bought it was so that physically I can see how many days I have left, how many months are yet to approach, and everything. This helps me with a lot of things, but mostly I use it for accountability. So when in every day I have a certain task for every day, be it weekdays or weekends, and if those tasks are accomplished, I keep a tick on it. So far, this 28 days tick, right? It has been tick. It can be about going to gym, making or cooking a meal, or waking up on time or sleeping on time, anything. It has been a tick. So this keeps me accountable, and also there is like a nature of a person that doesn't want to break that streak, right? Like it's a game situation. Like it's level one, level two. Now I'm at level one, which is the first month of Jan, right? Then I'll be at level two. So you see a lot of different benefits doing that. I personally have being consistent. Very very honestly, only for this 28 days, which is in 2026, has made me very very self-aware about myself in all aspects of my life. Yes, this is very early to begin with. This is very the early signs, the very small amount of intensities I'm experiencing, but and with time, yes, it will also expand a lot exponentially, which I 110% agree. But this would be the four main pillars what I would recommend everyone to focus on. First is your inner determination. Inner determination, no one can teach you, you can't learn. You have to sit with yourself, talk about it, understand what's really important to you, and there are a lot of ways which you can achieve that. One way of thought process would be what if someone tells me that I have only this year to live, how would you live it, right? It's all about mind, how you convince your mind to believe a certain situation, or you know, just remembering the pain, one of your childhood traumas, or not to throw this word very loosely, but any of your very uh, childhood events which made you feel away, right? People, they have a weak moment where they want to build a body, or they have a very weak moment they want to build a strong mind. It can be anything for you, but get started, right? Make a decision, stick to it, live with the consequences. There's no such thing as positive or negative. Everything uh, happens for its a certain purpose behind it. If that's how you start seeing it, things will change. So inner determination, highly important, highly recommended to sit with yourself, and you will get the answers if you are honest. with yourself. Second would be the process of habit formation, the part to least resistance. Be very smart, right? Be very smart. The habit that you're trying to form has to be very easy. It should be either inculcate in a schedule so that you don't feel like you're doing something extra, but at the same time you have to make your mind feel that okay, this is not a big deal, this is happening, right? This is with the flow of that sorts. Third, we talked about the reward system. It is important because that helps you with sustainability. If you keep on just eating chicken and rice, chicken and rice, chicken and rice, it's you have to have a very tough mind to be following that. So maybe Saturdays you can have a different kung pao chicken sort of a thing, right? The idea is not to be perfect. Let me remind you guys, the idea is not to be a perfect human being. The idea is, even if you slip a day or two as compared to a previous version of you who used to take almost a week to get back on the track, those days have reduced. For if for you were consistent for 10 days and then you get off the track, then you took like 5 days to come back, now it is 4 days. Then after second phase, now it is 3 days only that you take back to come back on track. So that is the goal. The fourth, as I said, the accountability of all sorts, which can help you to track things, mostly reflect, so that you have sort of a internal compass and a slight pressure which makes you work, which is very good. If you're progressing, if there is a pressure which makes you work, which helps you progress in any parts of your life, I think that's completely commendable. So those would be my learnings. Yes, obviously we'll talk about different aspects and different factors a lot more also in the upcoming videos. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for listening to me. If you have made it to the end, great. I highly appreciate that. A lot of topics we'll cover in the upcoming new episodes. Maybe I'll share more or less about my personal steps that I'm taking for my own progress, right? But till then, see you guys. Thank you for listening to me, right? And I hope, and I'm very certain, if any of these points that we discussed today, any one of you strongly and strictly applies to it and stays behind that, it even if you don't feel like it some days, yes, you will see a definite progress, and I'm very certain about that. So thank you so much, everyone. Till then, see you next time.